Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh my goodness. I am here and so pumped about this. My husband just got home from a big work event. And so I am like running into my office really later than usual for tonight. So I'm super excited about this Zoom. For a lot of you that don't know me, I'm Kaye Dixon, Ambassador Diamond with It Works. I've been with this company for 10 amazing years. And listen, I am so pumped to be on this Zoom with these amazing leaders that are going to be sharing tonight. And we're going to start with Kelsi. Kelsi's going to introduce, kind of do the welcome and get started right into our training. So you're going to hear from 4 of us tonight. So Kelsi, could you get started and unmute yourself? I'm so excited to hear from you.
Hi guys. So my name is Kelsi Ullom, and I'm so pumped for this Zoom because I just feel it in my soul and in my belly. There's a huge fire for the momentum that our company is currently experiencing. And so we put this Zoom together for you guys so that you could really maximize the opportunity to run with everything that's happening right now with our company. So if you have a notebook and pencil, you might want to utilize it because I think we're going to have some really good information for y'all tonight. So like I said, my name is Kelsi Ullom. I'm from a very small town in West Virginia. I'm the only presidential diamond in West Virginia that I know of. And I started this business in 2015. I started so I could buy all 3 of my kids' shoes at the same time. That's how broke we were. And I was very against network marketing before I even got started. So it was one of those things where I was kind of in between a rock and a hard place. And I felt like if I did this business, then I was going to go all in from day one. So if you just started, my best advice to you is to go all in from day one. Don't be afraid of all the things that people might say. I've been through all the ugly stuff because I'm from such a small town. If you guys don't know this, West Virginia is the land where dreams go to die. We are one of the poorest states and a state with a high obesity rate, and we also have the highest drug addiction rate. So we have a lot of people, we have a lot of people that need this business and need this industry, and my goal is to be a light for those people and show people that just because network marketing sometimes where we're from especially has a specific stigma that surrounds it, that it can be life-changing. So I am a presidential diamond and I promoted in 2017. I just got set for ambassador diamond. I'm so excited because I feel like things have shifted and things have changed. And if you've been in the business a while, then you know that momentum right now is fire. It is crazy. Things are just popping and growing in all kinds of places. So I'm going to talk to you guys about taking massive action, about power hours and how it can really help you. I have 4 kids. So I just had a baby on Halloween. I had a NICU baby. He was life flighted out of our small local hospital to a big hospital. And my highest enrollment month of 2018 was the month my son was in the NICU. So I'm a no excuse kind of girl. I'm a no excuse kind of mom. I was healing from a C-section and I was working my business next to my baby while he was growing in the isolette in the NICU. So the way that I did that and I was able to still push through and grow my business was through power hours. So I'm going to share with you all what kind of things that I do and my team does with our power hours and how we use that to grow our business. So the first thing is to remember that in order to take advantage of the momentum is to take massive action. So you can show up to every Zoom. Like you can be here, but if you don't take what you learn and apply it to your business, then your business is not going to grow. So that's the first thing that I want you all to remember. The second thing, and I tell my team this a lot, is that if you're spending more time on Messenger than you are scrolling through Instagram or scrolling through Facebook, then your business is going to boom. Things are going to change for you. You're going to enroll more. You're going to make more contacts. You're going to build more relationships. You're going to sign more people, period. So don't get stuck in the scrolling. Make sure that you're in Messenger. So that's what the power hour will provide you. I work 3 power hours a day. I do an AM, an afternoon, and a PM. Because I have 4 kids and I'm so busy, I have to do power hours, or I would literally just be taking care of my team all day, and then I wouldn't be enrolling for myself. So if you're pushing for a promotion, it's so important to be doing these power hours. So the first thing that I do, and if you guys want to write this down, you can, so you can share it with your team later, is I always interact with new friends. I'm adding new friends and I'm interacting with them right away. So if you go to your recent friends, as soon as they accept your friend request, it'll show up as your recents and you can interact with them right away. So you're able to go to their page, and I don't like to like things. I like to comment because I want them to see my face. We are all creepers by nature. Human beings. We totally are. So if you see some blonde chick on your Facebook commenting on your stuff and you just became friends with her, the first thing that you're probably going to do is go to my page. I always tell my team, when you're on an adding spree or you're interacting with your newly added friends, that you want to make sure your whole news feed or your whole timeline doesn't look like a gigantic product post. You don't want that. I teach curiosity posts. So we do a lot of curiosity posting, or we'll do some live videos, but there's never a whole lot of mention of It Works, because we want to give people a reason to ask us what we're using, what we're doing, who we're with, and why we're so excited about everything that we're involved with right now. So interacting with new friends. I like to have my team, and I personally do this. I'll go to my news feed and I'll set it to most recent, and I will comment on every single post as long as they're not on my team. I'll go back and do like booster posts or booster comments for my team to help them get more interaction. But my main goal is to interact with new people in my newsfeed. So I'm commenting on every post. And that's a really simple way for you guys to just scroll through your newsfeed and find people that aren't on your team or aren't with It Works, and you're commenting on something, whether it be a quote or a cute picture of their kid. You're building a relationship. You're interacting with them. Let's see here. So I make a list of potentials off of my last 3 posts. So every day I'll go back through my posts for the week, and I will write down new people that show up on my posts. And I have a lot of interaction on my page. It's pretty normal for me to have anywhere between 40 and 100 likes and a lot of comments on most of my post, because I build a lot of relationships. So people are connected with me. If you're not to that point yet, then that's where interaction is so important, and providing valuable content and getting in people's inboxes just to build a relationship with them is super important for your business in the long run. So I'll go back through my posts for the last 3 days, and I will write down. Of course, you can't do this every day. You got to do it every few days. But this is really, really important. I go back through and I write down new people. And these are people that I go on my hundreds list, and I'm going to interact with them. And then eventually I'm going to ask them to host a post. And I'm sure we're going to cover more of that later. But host a post is a revolving door. And if you're not doing it, then you're missing out on something that's really going to blow up your business if it hasn't already. Then I go through and I message my top 10 potential distributors. I do this once a week. Okay. So if I have 10 people, and I usually do, that are like kind of on the edge of joining, but they're not quite there yet, then I'm interacting with them. I want to know about their life. I want to know about their kids, because you want to be the first person and the last person to talk to someone before they finally join with you. And a lot of my girls that have joined with me that have become runners, I have built a solid relationship with them. I know their kids' names. I know where they're from. I know what drives them and what their goals are. And that helps me when they finally sign to be able to really run with them in the right direction. I've got, I think they're on here, but I've got 3 girls. They joined October, November, and December, and one is boxed for diamond on her own. The other one's boxed for double on her own. And the third is boxed for triple on her own. And that's all due to relationship building and coaching and doing these power hours. They're incredible. I'm so excited for them. If I'm not going through and focusing on my top 10 potential distributors that I'm interacting with, then I'm building 10 new relationships. And if you guys can't tell, relationship building is super important to me, because I feel like if we're doing that, then we're bringing people that are very valuable into our business, and it's going to give us longevity in our business as well. So 10 new relationships. And how do you do that? A lot of times they get really overwhelmed with that. So say I see Susie posting and I'm like, wow, she's got, 1,500 friends already. She's kind of got a network. I'm going to just message her and tell her I like one of her posts, or ask where her daughter got her clothes, or just get to know her in general. And then a week later, I'm going to approach her to do host to post. After she does the host to post, then I'm going to approach her about becoming a distributor. That's where it's the revolving door. So you always have that open, that little, like literal open door to walk through and invite people into the business, either as a host to post, a loyal customer, or as a distributor. I make a list. No, I already said that. Sorry. I message as many people as I can for 25 minutes for host to post. So I'll actually go through my active. If you go into Messenger, you'll see how many people are active and you can message them. I spend 25 minutes. I set an alarm to do that. I have an app called Be Focused, and I actually have the task that I have up that I want to accomplish. And then it's basically a timer and it'll tell me when to stop. We do happy birthday messages every single day. That's a really great way for you to interact with people and get them noticing your posts, because the more you're messaging people, the more you're going to show up in their news feed. That's like an algorithm thing. So important. Create curiosity for products and opportunity. And that's like a whole nother Zoom, but it's so important to take time to word things in a way that people are going to constantly be asking you about what you're doing. So today I made this post about drinking my skincare, and my inbox like blew up today. I had so many messages about collagen, and I've been using collagen. So I have a personal testimony on that. If you guys are brand new, make sure you're getting on at least one product so you can talk about it often. My biggest and top seller is keto coffee. I've lost 55 pounds since I've given birth, and it is because of keto coffee. And I talk about fat burning coffee, unicorn coffee. It's in my story every single day. And that's what I sign my most customers for every single month, because even people that don't want to ask me end up sending me this message that's like, okay, you got me. What's this fat burning coffee? And then I always sign them as a loyal customer. So important to have that one magical product that you love, that you're always talking about, that you are inviting people into your world to ask you questions about. I message everybody that's viewed my story too, at least once a week, because I want to build relationships and keep contact with people. I'm not a huge Instagram person, but I'm learning it, and my following has grown, which is really exciting. So I interact with new people on Instagram. If you're an Instagram person, then I do follow. And then I use an app called Preview, where I'll set up 3 posts for Instagram and style it out the way I want to. So it's got like a nice cohesive situation. So when people go, they're like, oh, this is great. I want to go through her newsfeed. I want to follow her and interact with her more. I take time during my power hour to plan 2 live videos per week. I just did one last night. I held about 70 people on it. And basically, it was an hour long, but I interacted a lot with people, and I talked to people about Thermophyte, fat burning coffee, and I shared my story. That app was called Preview. If somebody wants to type it out. It has all these little colored squares. That's what the app picture is. So the last thing that I do to finish up my power hour is I'll go back through. So if I send out 25 host-to-post messages, most of the time I'll have people respond. And the last thing that I do is go ahead and respond back to those people until I get it all done. I do these 3 hours throughout the day. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and 1 in the evening. And that has been vital to helping me grow my business in the last year, especially. Okay, so I'm going to close myself out here in a second, and then I'm going to pass it on. One of the other really important things that I have found in my business is getting people running right off the bat. So when I bring somebody into my business, I have a hand in training them. It's really important for me to walk them through how to talk to people so that they don't feel alone. I don't want them to come in and have to rely on a post that's in my team page. If they have a question, I want to give them the wording, and then I have them save that wording. So when they come in, there's a message that I have them send out. It's basically like a questionnaire, and they almost always sign their first 4 in their first week when I do the questionnaire message with them. I have them do a 30s list. We do a first post. Whoever likes or comments on their very first post, and usually they get a lot of likes and comments because it's a very real, raw post that they make. I have them host a post off of that. So they learn how to host a post right away. And I have them write out their goals on paper because I want to remind them if things get really hard, why they joined to begin with. So sometimes I'll make them a little graphic and send it to them, or I'll have them write out their goals and then stick it up where they have to see it, and then they send a picture of it to me. And that's been a really great way for me to hold them accountable and for me to remind them that they joined this for a reason and that I see something really incredible in them, even if they don't see it in themselves yet. And I try to do a one-on-one Zoom. I just started this the first 2 weeks that they're in. If I can't get on a one-on-one Zoom, then I'm voice messaging back and forth. I want them to have constant contact with me for the first month. That's really, really important. Okay, so the last thing is my non-negotiables. So every day, my team gets tasks and tips. There's a tip post that I do in our team page, and then they're given tasks. I have this really great chat called Rank Up. These are my girls that come in and they get their first 4 LCs in their first week or two, and I can tell that they're very invested in their business because they're working hard. They get added to this chat, and I challenge them. And they're also able to ask questions and get my perspective on things so that they can move forward and be successful in the business. I like to do daily edification. So I like to look in my reports and see who's enrolling for the day, and I give them a shout out, or I will go message them and just say, hey, I'm so proud of you. I can tell you're working really hard. What's your goal? I want to get their goals so that I know what they're working towards. Side note, if they're new, make sure that they've got their Ruby chart printed. Don't give them an option on that. Have them print out the Ruby chart, because if it's in front of them, they're going to see it and say, oh my gosh, I need to do this. I'm a diamond and above, so I check my cabs every day. I always plan for the next day. So I always know what I'm doing tomorrow. I have the It Works planner. It's been such a lifesaver for me. So I can actually go in and know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow, because my life is total chaos, and that's the only way that I can be successful. So that's a really good recommendation. If you're not sure when to do that, take a half an hour before you go to bed. Just plan what you're going to do tomorrow. Know what you're going to do. I message every day, I do relationship building every day, and I follow up every day with somebody. I always recommend that you guys do the thing that you don't love to do the most first. So I don't love messaging. The first 3 years in the business, I didn't do a lot of messaging. I did a lot of attraction marketing. People came to me, and I realized that I could really double my efforts if I went out and messaged people and made that contact instead of just relying on them seeing my posts and watching my live videos and following me. So that has been huge for my business, especially in the last year. I think I've had a volume increase in the last 4 months of 70,000, and that's the biggest jump I've ever seen. So I'm really, really excited about this year. Okay, so I'm going to pass the torch now, and the questions that are in the chat, I will go back through and I'll share that message with you guys. For the questionnaire message, I have 2 graphics. I have a body graphic and a skin graphic. They fill it out, the potential fills it out, they send it back to me or to my new DT, and then I match a product to them, and they love it. People love to fill out little questionnaires. Okay, give me just a second. So I'm going to pass it on to Collette, and she is going to do her piece, and I'm so excited because I think it's going to be really good for everyone to hear.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm already saying, did everyone just learn so much from Kelsi? I think I need to rub shoulders with you a little bit more, because you have some amazing tips, and you obviously are an incredible leader. So I want to just say thank you for everything that you shared. I'm just I was making notes. I'm just going to have to message her later. So, you guys, I am Collette Boden. I'm also a presidential diamond leader. I started almost 7 years ago. And so one thing that I learned at conference, I was sitting there and I'm like, all these people that are on stage, that are ambassadors, that are black, that are in the Millionaires Club, they've been in 10 years or longer. So as long as you just don't quit, you're going to be on stage, you're going to be ambassador, you're going to be in the Millionaires Club. So when Kaye was talking about that, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to be there. So excited. I started in 2012. And I'll be honest, I was one of the biggest skeptics as well. I did not want to join a multi-level company, a network marketing company. I did not think that this was something for me. I didn't think that it was a scam. I never thought that, but I thought no one makes money. No one can do this. Only certain people can. And, but yet I didn't give it much thought. I wanted to try the product. So I'm a mom of 5. I've got 5 kids, but I've got a big span. My oldest is 25. and my youngest is 7. So when I joined, my youngest was 6 months old, and I was training for a half marathon and wanted some help with my tummy. But I was super dead broke. We had just filed bankruptcy. We just lost our house. We had 2 cars repossessed. Our electricity was always being shut off. We had no money. I had a full-time career for 20 years that I loved. And this girl that was doing the presentation, she's not going to get me to quit my job. She's not going to get me to join, even though I had $16 to my name. But I'd been praying for a miracle. And that's why I get so passionate about this company. And that's why I share about this company, is because this literally was my answer to prayer. And even though I didn't look like my answer to me, it was. Everything about this business has just been such a blessing. Mark and Pam are such a blessing. I love their heart and their integrity. I love their culture of the company. And so this is completely different than anything I've ever known. And it's made my wildest dreams come true. So I am going to talk with you guys about belief, because that's something that just means a lot to me. I didn't believe a lot in the company or myself, but I started seeing results. And so when Kelsi was saying, get on a product, it's so true. Get on a product and start gaining your own testimonial about it. I got on the Fat Fighters and the Greens, and I fell in love with how it made me feel, that I started talking about it, and my friends wanted to order. So I literally joined only for earning the 4 customers and $100 in free product. And then I was going to be out of there. So don't ever discount someone that might sign up that doesn't have a lot of interest in the beginning. They don't have a lot of knowledge. They don't fully understand how incredible this company really is. So once I started understanding, I was like, oh, maybe I can earn an extra $200 a month. Maybe I can earn an extra $500. And that was my limit. I thought, I'm going to get to Ruby. That's as far as I can go, and I'll be happy. But everyone else also saw the vision. And I think that is one thing, that if we can help our new people understand what you have your hands on, help them believe in themselves, help them plug in, the more that they can plug in with events, trainings, Zooms, and then connect with them. Don't be afraid of what they want to share. Don't be afraid to say what might be holding you back, or what can we work on together, because they need you to help them open their eyes a little bit more. So once I caught the vision, I was like, oh, I'm going for Diamond. You guys, I went from distributor to presidential, working a full-time job with 4 kids at home. My oldest was married, and anyone can do it. I am no one amazing. I had 247 friends on Facebook, but it was me going to conferences, going to boot camps, green carpets, and then realizing this is something I can do. So when I got back from this conference and Mark had completely changed the compensation plan, added 3 new products, I felt like I had just started and I had my hands on a gold mine. And I sat on my bed and I was crying to my husband. I was crying. And he's like, what's wrong? What on earth is wrong? And I'm like, we're doing it. We're going ambassador. We can do it. But it wasn't just me. It was my team. And I wanted to start shouting out names, but then I'm going to leave someone out. I'm like, they've been doing this for years. My team can promote. And this is the exciting thing, is each one of you guys can promote, whether it's to Ruby, whether it's to Diamond and getting those bonuses. Each one of you truly has this real opportunity. And so I want you to sit and work through this with me for a minute. I was crying on my bed because I saw it and I believed it. And I want to help you see and believe. But how many times are we so busy throughout our day that we don't even have a minute to stop and breathe and envision where we're going? Maybe it's we get up right out of bed and we're just message, or kids, get them off to school, grocery shopping, clean the house. You didn't stop to train your mind and your subconscious that you are deserving, that you can do this, that you are worthy of abundance. So I started getting myself up an hour early every single day. And that's one tip for me is, how can I go ambassador and make it easy? Well, you can say it's easy through personal development and through affirmations, but you've got to stretch, you've got to grow. I want to be an amazing ambassador. It's going to take growth. So I have a girl that just says she hit her 1,000 in BV. You guys, it's only the 12th of the month and she just hit 1,000 in BV. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. So I started getting up an hour early, and it started with prayer, praying to God, letting him know where I'm going, and I'm grateful that he's bringing me there. I'm grateful for all of my blessings, all of my tiny ones, all of my big ones. I'm grateful. Envisioning where I'm going, I'm grateful. And thank you over and over again. But then taking the time to be quiet. So when you're quiet, you've got to be still and thinking about that person that you are growing into. How does she feel? How does she hold her head? How does she dress? How does she act? Is she smiling? Is she being depressed all day? Is she laying in bed because she feels frustration? What is she doing? So you've got to channel that person and say, this is it. I'm doing this. And it's not to say the devil's going to get in your head or there's opposition and you're going to fight those negative voices, but you've got to be able to kick those out and say, yes, I can, because you don't have any time to waste. We have a $10,000 bonus on the line. You don't have any time to waste messing with those negative voices. So choose to fill your day with things that are going to get you closer to your goal. If that means getting up an hour early to channel your thoughts and listen to some personal development, do it. I've got things up on my wall right here talking about this month where I'm going. And over here, I've got charts seeing who's promoting. And I've got another word board right here of words that inspire me. Like it's constant, it's everywhere, it's surrounding me. So every day I listen to The Strangest Secret. And even if it's just 10 minutes on a clip here, or it's the entire segment of 30 minutes while I'm getting ready or in the car, I'm listening to over and over and over again. And I gain something from The Strangest Secret every single time. Whether he's bringing me peace, whether it's focus and getting me out of a little pity party or frustration, he gets me out of it every single time. I made a video of me going ambassador. I sat there and channeled how it happened, the day that it happened, waiting for the system to update. And I want you to focus on where you're going. And it doesn't necessarily have to be what you're doing maybe it is what you're doing in March. Maybe it's in 6 months, but I want you to truly think about where you're going and feel that person and what it's going to feel like and what it's going to look like, because it's fantastic. And if you can remind yourself over and over again, you have to achieve 100%. So I have another, like, I'm not kidding, I've got notes everywhere, but it says, I'm totally open to something amazing coming my way today because miracles are normal. You've got to expect, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen 100%. And so my tip for you is think big. Stop playing small. Why not you? Why not get your 1,000 BV in 12 days? Why not do it again, Brittany? Go for it. So I saw this from another person that was posting, and I used it as inspiration. And I'm posting nonstop about the trio. It's a trio that I made up. And let's put together your subscription trio. It can be a skincare trio. It can be Confianza and Fat Fighters and Greens trio. It is whatever their goal is. I'm creating a trio for them, and I'm giving them 3 options on what they can pick from. Let me come up with a package that fits your needs. I'm going to give you a few options, and you let me know what you feel like fits best. Option 1, and here's 2 products or 3. Option 2, here's 2 or 3 products. Option 3, this is my favorite. It's 3 products. And I usually say in each option, this is what it retails for, but this is my special price for you. Or this is my discount. Or this is what you'd get. This is what you would get with my special VIP discount. How does that sound? I have sent it out. 3 people have messaged me off of the post today, and all 3 of them want option number 3 that's over 100 BV each. So I'm just attracting, like I can say I'm just attracting it, but I'm also doing the work, which is everything that Kelsi talked about, your follow-ups, messaging, engaging constantly. But now, so my option 3 is the biggest of all of them, is the 3 main products for them to achieve their goal. It's usually the most expensive, but I tell them option number 3, this one's my favorite, and I think it would be a good fit for you based on your goals. It's XYZ. So if it's for weight loss, it's going to say Thermophyte X, cleanse, and it could be the keto coffee, or it could be the greens, or whatever fits their needs. The total retail price for this is, and this is what my special discount will give you. So yeah, it's like it starts getting really exciting seeing that people are reacting to that. And so I'm just over and over again, I'm finding different ways. I went live about the trio. I put it in my stories. I do different before and afters, different ways to post about it, and they're just eating it up. So that's been exciting as well. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Let me look really quick. Oh, there was one other thing that I was going to talk about. So with your goals, you know where you're going. I hope you know where you're going. So if you are going to Ruby, you've got those 3 people. You are connecting with those 3 people and saying, look, you are a Ruby team. You're part of my team. We're going Ruby this month. Your goal is to get to 500 in volume. Let's help you get there. And you message each one of them. But if your goal is going Emerald, then you message the 2 Rubies and the qualified box. So you're still messaging 3 people. And those people have an assignment to message their Rubies. If you're going Diamond, you're messaging the Emerald, the Ruby, and the qualified box, and giving them assignments to message their 3 people. And the more that you can say, you have an assignment, let's connect with these 3 people, it breaks it down and helps everyone stay focused. And it looks like, oh my gosh, we can do this, it's happening. Like, it just gets everyone excited. No matter if you are going presidential, ambassador, or Ruby, you can do it. You guys, I believe in you. Honestly, we all come from different walks of life, but everyone, I love that this is an even playing field and everyone has the same opportunity. Just believe in yourself, and you're going to attract others that want what you have as well. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I love that. I feel like I could go run around my house with my hair on fire. I'm so pumped. Okay. So we're going to have a green talk for Megan, and I'm so excited because I'm very blue. There's not an ounce of red, or not red. I'm very red. There's not an ounce of green in my body. So the more I can learn, the better. And I'm so pumped for this part too, because I want to pass this on to my girls, and I hope you guys get a lot out of it. So Megan, you are ready. Go get him, Tiger.
Sorry. Had to figure out how to unmute me. So, hey guys, I'm Megan Hazen, Presidential Diamond. Been in the business for 6 years. I just want to first start off with, I hope you guys know what an incredible time it is to be a part of this business right now. I mean, I know I can probably speak for the other leaders on this call, and I have never seen momentum like this, even when I promoted to presidential, which is the last time I saw this like heightened momentum. And so I hope that you guys take as much as you can away from this call and every other call that you've been on, and whatever you're doing to expand your knowledge and whatever, because this is seriously, like, I just taught, like Kelsi has been saying a couple times, like, just talking about this, what's going on right now, is enough to really just excite me and put the biggest smile on my face, because I just really hope that everybody understands just how amazing it is. Okay, so I'm super green. Like, I'm sometimes like obnoxiously green, but it's really just the way that my brain works, I guess. So I wanted to come and talk to you guys. There's so much talk about like what to do, what new things to do, or how to bring in new business, and new business is important. But I want you guys to take away from what I have to say, and it's just as important to nurture your current business as it is to build new. And the way that I've always built my business is, I've always nurtured my business, and I feel like I've reaped the benefits of that as well. I've been getting the car bonus for like 15 months, and almost half of my car bonus, like my PBV, are customers who have ordered for over 12 to 13 months, pretty much the entire time since I've been getting the car bonus. And right before I got the car bonus for the first time last year, I implemented a brand new sort of strategy for customer service. And because I think we can get so lost in just all the amazing promotions, the new products, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing that we do wrong. It's just we get so lost and overwhelmed with all the things there are to do to build our business new. But what if everybody had their customers from the beginning still ordering today? Like, think about what your organization would look like. I mean, that's a perfect world scenario. I get that. But just imagine it. Imagine if everybody you've ever signed is still ordering 50 BV a month. Like, probably everybody on this call, unless you're brand new, would be ambassador, right? Because that's just the power of nurturing. So I've implemented some good strategies. And the reason why I think this is important, and it's important as well to teach you guys as you're latching onto this momentum in March, is if you can implement your own system. And what I mean by that is take what you can from me, and if what I'm saying speaks to you, write it down and do it and copy it. But if some things you have to tweak just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you, then do it. Because the moment that you get a really solid system for you, then you're going to be able to duplicate that to your team. I have tons of people on my team who just know I'm like this big nerd. So they'll come to me when they need a little like structure, or they'll need to like learn reports on eSuite. eSuite is so powerful, but I think some people are scared of it, honestly. I think that some people are just afraid to look into eSuite to find the information that you need. But I spend 5 minutes a day, 5 to 10 minutes a day nurturing my business. And what that has done is it keeps my PBV over 4,000 and sometimes over 5,000 every month. And the way that I think about that is the more and more people on my team that will latch on to this slowly but surely. Because, you know, I feel like, you know, numbers and organization is not everybody's strength. Organization was definitely not my strength until I forced myself to do it. So just some of the things that I do every day. So I get up, not when I get up, but at some point, usually I like to do it before 10 o'clock because I don't like that day's, like, I don't like the intraday business to add to my totals. I want to see what happens right after auto shipments ran. So so I use the It Works planner, like, and you can see like how much, like, I have just a ton of stuff in there. So every day I'm tracking volume. So I will go in, I'll put my PBV, and I will put my group volume. Now my husband has an organization, so I also put his. When I started to do this, I've been doing tracking volumes for a long, long time. And when I first started doing it, it was when I was promoting to Prez in 2014. And I actually tracked several other people's. It was probably like 15 people. I just have a spreadsheet, their name on the top, the dates on the left. And every day I would just type in their volumes. Now, so many of my leaders now do it for themselves, so I don't necessarily do it for them anymore. But if you're at a place where this doesn't happen, that could be beneficial to you. If you're, you know, an Emerald, you could still have 5 or 6 people on your team. The importance of tracking volume is so that you can gauge every month on that day where you were the month before. So say you're pushing and you get to diamond and your volume is, 11,000. And on the 11th of last month, your volume was 4,500. And then next month, your volume on the 11th was 3,700. You're going to be like, okay, some auto shipments may be moved in date, but they also may have been canceled. So we've got to, if you're shooting for diamond and maintaining at 10,000, you don't have a lot of extra volume to play with if your ending volume was 11. So I find it really, really beneficial to always be in tune with where your business is compared to where it was the last month, because your last month is always going to be your benchmark, right? We either want to do better, we want to maintain. We're always looking at the prior month to set the tone for the current month, right? So I track the volume. So you decide what you kind of want to do with that. Maybe you want to track multiple people in your teams. If you're a diamond, I would probably track at least your ruby, your emerald, their 2 rubies, and your other ruby, because it's important as you maintain, if you're maintaining these ranks with volume, you want to make sure that you have an idea of where your split is, because the split can really come in, there at the last minute and be like, oh dang, like I didn't think about that. So if you're like going to maintain diamond at 10,000, you're going to need you only can have 5,000 max from one leg. So if you have a 10,000 goal and one of your legs is say 7,000, that's going to be your elephant leg. Well, you actually are going to have to end the month with 12,000 group volume at least, because you need 5,000 outside. So that's super nerdy. I get that. So I think it's really important every day to track volume, because then you have a constant benchmark of where you were the last month and where you are today. I also track team enrollments. I think it's really important to see what your team is doing, what you are doing. I've tracked both personal and team enrollments by day, because I think it's really important to kind of just see the activity, what was happening during, February. Is March doing the same thing? I think sometimes people wait to just catch on a power hour to check declines, but it's really beneficial for you to check your declines every single day. And the more and more you do this and the more and more you see the importance of it, the more you'll teach it. And imagine if you ran your decline report right now in eSuite, which is eSuite, you log in, go to reports, go to downline orders, and then sort the orders by order status declined. If you were to run that report, you might have thousands of BV in there. Imagine if that thousands of BV was not declined, right? So I'm always thinking like that what if scenario. And that really encourages me to make sure that I'm getting as much BV as I can for me. Like all my customers orders process, more and more enrollments. And what can I do to keep my other customers ordering? Because it's really, really important that we nurture, again, I'm going to keep saying that probably, that we nurture our existing business. Because if you are constantly thinking forward and you think, if you can keep great retention in your business, then your organization is only going to grow. If you don't have very good retention and neither does your team, you're always going to be maintaining. You're always going to be striving to maintain rather than working to grow. And I'll tell you, I've been in this business for a long time, and it's a lot more fun to strive for that growth, right? Because that's just fun, that's momentum, than kind of worrying about maintaining, right? Because that kind of that doesn't make it as fun, right? So if you can get to a good place in your organization where every BV that can come in comes in, then you're going to be a lot farther along as far as your total group volume at the end of the month. So yeah, track volume, and the It Works Planner is a great place to do it because it's pretty big. So track your daily volumes, track your daily PBV, track your daily enrollments for your team, which you can find in reports and downline activity, and then check your declines daily. I also think that there's a lot to be said about charting. I think a lot of times people discredit, kind of just discount charting a little bit, or maybe you don't think, you think you got it all in your head. But don't ever think that, because charting is one of the most powerful things. I used to be so annoyed by charting, to be completely honest with you, but I freaking love charting. So I'm a bit extra, and I went and got this book made at UPS. So basically what I did, so you do not have to do this. You could just black and white copy charts, but I went through and I printed a ton of charts. So every month when I know people are promoting, I have new charts for them. I put their names up top. I don't even have all of them done for March yet, but And that's so I always have other people's charts in your organization. Now, depending on how big your organization is, you want multiple charts. You don't want just your chart. Because now that we only have a 3-leg structure, you're going to have a lot more people probably that might not play exactly into your promotion, but they are important too, right? That you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on their goals and helping them figure out their, you know, their promotion as well. So, but if you don't take the time at the beginning of the month just to print the charts out and have them in front of you, I find it's so much harder to like see that throughout the month and keep those charts going, right? So don't discount charting. Do it every morning. It's actually really fun. Like for me, when I chart, I have everybody's names, but I also have options. So if there's like a 4th leg, I'll still write that in the chart because, you know, every chart I feel like has options. I feel like it's never till like the 25th where you really know where things might be heading, you know? So if you have like a new Ruby popping, we'll write their names down because you just never know what might happen on that. You know, they might not be your committed Ruby, but they might be something, you know? So they might lead to something, I mean. And so have that, track their volume. That's another place where I really get into dig volumes. Everybody on a chart, I search their volumes. You know, sometimes I don't get to it every day, but at least every other day. And then especially after the 25th, like I'm definitely on it on the 25th. Okay. So anyway, these are some of the things that I do personally to sort of keep the ball going, especially right now. Right now is a little bit more of it's very important right now that we stay on the ball with customer service, like especially with like the fact that our products are so hot that we can't keep them in stock, right? Or TFX it's doing its thing and it's taking a little longer and it is what it is. It's really, really important that you stay on top of that customer service. Because here's the thing, your customer is never going to get mad that you message them once a week or twice a week to give them an update, but they might get mad if they haven't heard from you in 3 weeks and they're still expecting their product, right? And I found personally, once my customers, because I've had customers that have fallen through the cracks, like I'm not perfect, and once they get upset, I feel like it's really hard to you know what I'm saying, to take them off that ledge. Good thing about it is it's TFX and everybody's getting amazing results, so it won't be long before they fall back in love with me in the business. But you know, for me, I try to do everything I can to do what I can before they get upset, before they think about, and not even just for TFX, before they think about canceling their auto because they know they can at 3, right? So every time you do it on an enrollment, shout it out. Shout it out on your page. Don't tag them. You know, not everybody's going to like that. But maybe at the end of the day, you say, thank you so much, Becky and Shannon, for just becoming my customers. You earn 40% off for life. If say they got the Mocha Dream, I'll say, enjoy your special gift. Enjoy the special deal I gave you. Just shout it out. Again, I wouldn't tag them because, you know, they could, you know, not everybody wants that, but shout out your enrollments. People want to buy what they know other people are buying, right? Like that's just the reality of it. I can't tell you how many ads I've seen on Facebook where I'll look at it, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. But then I'll read the comments and then I'll see, and I'll friend a bunch of them. I mean, let's be real. But I'll see a bunch of people like loving it and they're using it. I'm like, okay, I need this, right? That's kind of the same concept. I make sure to expose my Facebook to as much as I can for my existing business. Like today, I did a thank you to my loyal customers post, and I said, I would love for you to say hey in the comments if you were a loyal. Now, I did this last year, and I got like 30 or 40 comments on it, like, hey, you know, love being your loyal or whatever, love the products. So it was really cool because then I got loyals from that, because it's almost like they see their friends as a loyal, and they're like, okay, I can finally do this, right? Like, this is cool. I didn't get as many comments today, but it's the day and over. So shout out to your enrollments. As soon as you make the enrollment, as soon as it's in the system, ask for a referral. Ask them if they have 3 friends that they'd like to refer you to, and maybe you want to offer them something. You want to say, if any of them sign up, I'll give you, you know, 3 days worth of coffee. I will give you whatever you're within your means of giving, or you don't have to give them anything. You could just say, I would love for you to I'm really going for a huge goal this month. I would love to and it's always so much fun to go on a wellness journey with your friends. I would love the 3 referrals if you're willing to hook me up. Send thank yous before their auto shipment. I find that the best retention I get is when I acknowledge my customer prior to their auto shipment running in the month. if their auto shipment runs and they didn't hear from me and say they meant to change the product or day. No, it's not my fault that it didn't happen, but they're surely just going to cancel, right? Like that's just, I feel like people's go-to and they forget and, you know, something gets charged. So send a thank you every month to your customers prior to their shipment runs. All I say to them is, hey, just wanted to throw it out there. Thank you so much again for being my customer. What can I help you do for this month's order? I don't offer them to cancel. I don't offer them to like lower their products. I say, what do you want to add to your order this month? Now, the way that I organize it is every day in my planner, I have who's ordering, I have their ID number, and I have their BV because I'm psycho. Okay, you maybe don't have to go that far, but I will look. Each day takes me about 5 minutes. Again, the beginning of the month, it takes me about a half an hour to set my whole calendar up because I write all these in every day. But daily, I just go and I check my current downline orders. I click personally sponsored. And if you move a bunch of your customers, you're just going to want to, this is even going to be more important because you're not going to have this available when you hit downline orders and personally sponsored. I think that's the biggest change that you could make to your business if you are someone who heavily moves customers, which I do. I do move customers, but I also keep some because I'm getting the car bonus. But if you are someone who heavily moves customers, this is more important because I know when I move customers, it's almost immediately I forget about them if I don't write their name down, right? Because we're fast, we're in the moment, we want that fast start, we want that cab, whatever. So I highlight them when their order had processed, okay? I don't highlight them like, well, that's not that, but this, nope. Okay, so anyway, I don't highlight them when their orders decline, okay? That way I know where to circle back through. If anybody places, if I go to my downline orders and I see extra orders, which you'll see API order as an extra order, I'll actually write their name in as a plus. Every week I go through and at the end, all my pluses, which are not auto shipment, I will circle back around and make sure I send them a thank you for their order and letting them know if they get back on auto shipment, they're going to start to accrue perk points. You always want to lead with perk points. Perk points will save a ton of cancels. I promise it will happen. But that's what I do. This is how I manage. So this is February's calendar, but on the 1st, I would probably do the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th because that's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I would get all of them. I would say my thank yous. I would ask them what they want to change, et cetera, et cetera. And that's really saved me. I find that because I'm messaging people before their auto shipment runs, and I'm not even giving them the option to cancel. They don't. They're like, well, I think I really didn't like the cleanse, or, you know, I don't want to do the cleanse again. Can I do something different? If you lead the right way, they're going to stay on shipment. And that is what your goal is. You want as many people, especially through this momentum and promoting, you want them to stay on shipment because then that's less you have to fill in 3 months from now, right? I know I'm taking too long. I'm going quicker. I want to talk really fast. Also, when I send those messages to people saying my thank yous, I say, and I would feel bad if I didn't offer it, but I just want to make sure that you know about the business. My favorite people to work with are my best customers, and I know you love the product, so I just want to make sure that you know there's a $20 promotion right now. If you were thinking about the business, we could actually cancel your shipment for tomorrow and just wrap it right into an auto shipment that we would run the day after you signed up. The wording is everything. So that gets them in with the $20 promo or whatever the business kit is. And then it gets them their auto shipment set up for the very next day. So there's just a power in words. And most of the time they might tell you no. They're going to say, nope, not interested, but I'm going to do the coffee this month. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a good transition piece. And I think I had one more thing to say, but I think I'm over. The last thing that I want you guys to start thinking about, and I don't have anything fancy, but every DT that joins my business, I think it's important to not just think about the fast start bonus. It's important to get them their product credit. It is important to think beyond the fast start bonus. I will tell you that I had probably a year in my business where I feel like I signed someone and then instantly went and looked for their customers for them. And I don't know if it took the power out of them for them to believe in themselves to do this, or I don't know. My onboarding was way different when I just had that, like, okay, now I got to get them fast started because I just assumed that they wouldn't. And guess what? They probably wouldn't have. They didn't, and then they probably would have if I hadn't taken that win right from them, right? So every distributor that signs your organization, I want you to write down on a piece of paper. It has nothing to be fancy. I have their names, their IDs, and I also have the date that they joined, because that's important for, this is all my paper looks like. I mean, it's like, I need a new paper at this point. So then I do columns for loyal 1, loyal 2, 3, 4, fast start bonus, and product credit. So I think it's important that everybody is getting that product credit. So, and then I highlight it once the fast start bonus has been paid, and then I star it when the product credit has been paid. So you don't maybe need to go into this much detail, but the message in this is write their names down. It's so hard, especially with $20 promos, to manage everybody that's signed up. And I refuse to go through this promo with the mass amount of distributors and not have them written down. I did not want to forget about anybody. And if someone's not actively posting on social, they're not going to show up in my newsfeed most likely. And I have, it might be a couple days where I'm like, oh, I haven't heard from that person. So write everything down. The more you write down, the more organized you are, the better your business will be, I promise you. So start in baby steps. Don't get overwhelming. I'm sure I've overwhelmed you. But I truly attribute the fact that I'm a presidential, and my volume, I've gotten the car bonus for this long, and I know a lot of my team members have adopted this, and I think we all work really well together. So sorry for taking so much time.
Well, I mean, my gosh, I feel like I need to up my organization game, guys. I'm over here like, shoot, I'm taking notes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to close this out tonight, and I just hope that you guys will just stay with me for a few minutes. I want to say a big congrats and thank you, to Kelsi, Collette, and Megan. Thank you so much. This is just like proof in the pudding that all of our personalities come together to really give you guys the nuts and bolts of what this truly takes to make this month and this year amazing. So I've been with this company for 10 years, and my story is so unique, you guys. I'm not going to go into so much detail because it's a long one, because I grew up with It Works. My mom is Pam Souter. She's one of the owners. She's the one that discovered the wrap and started the company, and I was 12 years old when that happened. And so I grew up thinking, yay, mom, go mom. I would go to her wrap parties with her, and I would be in the room as she was building this company from the ground up. And so what I want to share with you guys is like what I've seen my mom do with Mark Pentecost, our CEO, and building this entire company. I want you all to know that every one of us have the same opportunity. Like It Works is not going anywhere. It Works is in a big growth run. We're almost $1 billion company. And what we're producing as a company now has the potential to be in all of our organizations. And that might seem like really, really big to you right now, but I see the big picture. I see so much more for our company moving forward, and I'm so excited about that. So I joined It Works when I was in college. I had actually posted about this yesterday. I want to share this story more. I got let go from my last job I ever had. I was working retail, and my boss, I think, to be honest with you, she was probably paying me way too much. And I was 2 months out from going to Italy. And I was going to Italy to study abroad. Because of It Works, my parents were able to pay for my college full ride and my brother full ride and allow me to go to college abroad for an entire semester, fully paid for and covered by what she had created. And so I was watching that all along, and right 2 months before I left for Italy, I got let go of my job, and I was saving every single penny that I was making for my study abroad experience, and I was devastated. Like, I remember like boohoo crying to my mom, calling her on the phone going, this is the worst thing that could ever happen to me. She's like, you'll be fine, basically get over it, sister. Like you'll figure it out, And that's that point though, I decided in that moment that no one else was going to write my destiny for me, because it felt so devastating for me to have like 2 months of no pay going into this big semester abroad experience. And wow, what was I going to do? And so I was making, like, working very, very, very part-time income. I was making a minimum $500 a month working in that store. It's not like I was making a whole lot of money. I was in college full time. And so my goal with It Works was to make 500. And you guys, within my first year, I was like a party animal. Like, let me tell you what, I partied hard with It Works. I was in the homes doing wrap parties. I was in salons doing wrap parties. I was in gyms doing wrap parties. This was way before social media. And so I am like an old school girl that was always in the homes and have all along the way have learned social media and learned these tips and taken these on to build my business. But I went to Ambassador Diamond doing parties in 2012. And by 2014, I was in the Millionaires Club, all before the age of 30. Within my first year, I was making 5 figures a month. I was making about 10 grand a month as a double diamond in this business. And so I want you all to know, like, what you're doing now, like the reason why you're here now, you know, you might see that goal, and Collette was talking about this, of $500 a month, but let me just challenge you to stretch yourself a little bit more. Let the leadership of this company challenge you to show you what's possible. The money that we're making is not fake money. The money that we're making is real. The lifestyles that we're living, it's real. These are real stories, and all of them can be your stories too. So whatever reason why you joined It Works, like whatever reason why you joined It Works, just know that like that's possible and so much more. And I want to challenge you guys to, recently we have a new presidential diamond on our team, Katie Bevington, and she literally journaled herself to presidential. And journaling is one of my like key strong components to my day. And I just want you guys, I want to challenge you guys, because I did this even back going double diamond. I remember sitting on this little twin bed. We were on vacation in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm originally from Virginia. We were on vacation. I was with my mom and my aunt and my cousin, and we were on vacation. And I was sitting on this little twin bed, and I was journaling myself to double diamond. And I was a diamond at the time, and I was making $5,000 a month. And I journaled myself to double diamond, making $10,000. And I journaled what it felt like, what it, as an end result, what that money was going to be able to do for my life, how I was going to be able to be an It Works distributor full time, how I was able to move back home to my hometown and start my It Works career in my hometown. And I just really drew out like how I envisioned my life as a double diamond. And I want to challenge you guys to do that. I really feel in my heart of hearts, just seeing the transition that I see in my team as they have really visualized themselves in that end result, and knowing that that's all possible. The transition that's happened within our organization and the promotions that are happening is literally blowing my mind. And now Katie's on her way to ambassador, and she has been journaling herself, XO Katie Bevington, Ambassador Diamond. And so one of my absolute favorite affirmations, I wrote this down because I didn't want to forget it, is the universe always conspires for my highest good. So you may have things going on in your life. You may have, challenges that come up. I feel like in promotion months, when you guys are like running hard and you've got kids, and I know like one gets sick, one hurts their hand. It's like, what? Like, why in 1 week? My husband's gone on work, and it's interesting, like, but when you know that everything is working out for you, you will make time for this business. It's suddenly like the passion that comes through this process allows you the space to do exactly what you need to do. And that's what Collette was saying. It's like suddenly the inspired action is there. And so you can journal at night before you go to bed. You can journal first thing in the morning, whatever feels right to you. But getting my mind right is 100%. It's a non-negotiable in my world. Because then if everything else can go, I can do everything else. I can be mom, I can be wife, I can be, a leader, I can be a friend, I can be a daughter, I can do all the things, right? Mindset is everything. And then I want to talk to you guys about just some of the action steps that I really feel like in this time frame are so important. And I remember specifically going Ambassador Diamond, and this month I'm charted for double diamond on my 2.0. And I remember so specifically going ambassador and rallying my team. My entire team knew that we were an Ambassador Diamond team. I pulled all the pieces together, all the people together, all the key players, all the leaders, and we were in a constant communication with each other, a constant chat. And I never want you to feel like you have to hide from your team what your promotion is. if you're going Ruby this month, your team needs to know that your team is a Ruby team. You're going Emerald this month, your team needs to know that you're an Emerald team. And you guys need to be constantly talking about that. It's a brilliant, wonderful thing. And you want to teach them from the start how to get there. And you want to really share your goals. And I feel like that is one big piece that some people miss out on by just being vulnerable enough to say, guys, I really need this promotion this month. This is going to mean a lot to my family. And I see all of you as big key players a part of this promotion. And I want to help each one of you get there, whether it's through just my inspired action every day or whatever tips I can provide for you. Or we utilize this chat to share ideas and share tips and share posts and share story ideas. All of that stuff matters. And so really rally your team to be together collectively in a chat towards your promotion, because every day matters that those people are in there inspired by you and inspired by your leaders on your team. Even if that means that you're going Ruby and you've got 3 people. Those 3 people matter so much. Get them in a chat and be connected every single day in some way, shape, or form. I see Amber Henry, she's charted for Diamond and actually double, but for sure we'll go Diamond this month, in our team chat. And she is just so active in there with post ideas, story ideas. Hey, this team call, jump on this Zoom. Here's a power hour. It's constant and it's full of inspiration. So I'm inspired by that. That rallies me. That gets me up. So just make sure that your team knows what your promotion is. Like, don't be afraid to call that out. That's such a big part of this. And then the other thing is, I was listening to a podcast and I listen to a lot of personal development and doing my journaling. I'm always focused on building my mind, but I was listening to a podcast specifically in regards to network marketing. And this girl was running some kind of promo or something. And she had asked one of her best friends, who's also one of her best customers, if she saw her announcement. And her friend goes, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "What do you mean? I've been promoting it for 2 weeks." And she said, "What? You've been promoting it for 2 weeks? I haven't seen it at all." And so she realized in that moment that she wasn't showing up in all the areas that she could in her business. She wasn't showing up consistently in her stories. She wasn't posting about it. She wasn't showing up live. She wasn't showing up on people's inbox. She wasn't even asking people. She didn't even ask her best friend when she launched the promo if she was going to be a part of it. And that was 2 weeks prior. And so my tip is, don't assume that everyone sees your stuff. You cannot know if they possibly do unless they're viewing your story. But you can't even know if they actually saw it. How many times do you just swipe through a story because you're bored and then you're like, oh wait, I got to get back on track. You don't actually read it or see it, or you think you're going to go back to it and you forget. So I've been really consistent with showing up with my stories. I haven't been minding that I repeat the same ones over and over again, because I can't assume that everyone saw my collagen post from yesterday. They might see it again today in my story. I don't care. It's a promotion month and volume is crucial in this month. And so I have been showing up more and more consistently with my products more than ever. And because of that, my inbox is flooding. It's like, oh, I want that coffee, or hey, can you tell me more about that collagen? Or I think I need that collagen in my life. Even people that I've talked to prior are now flooding my inbox because I'm being more and more consistent with just my product posts. So if it's still distributors that you need, how often a day are you showing up just about the business right now? Like, how often are you asking? How often are you posting? How often are you showing up on your social media? And also with business, is it products you need? How often are you showing up? When was the last time you went live with a product? I loved the tips tonight. Like, when did you go live last? And just be like, hey, listen, this is me just making my keto coffee. And my mom was just sharing me a story about a girl. I forget who it was. I have to ask her. She literally went live, and I think Lauren Kazmanis does this too, every single day about coffee. She's like, I didn't even feel like it. I felt like I had a cold. I didn't feel good. And I'm like, I got to go live about my keto coffee. But she went live even when she didn't feel like it every single day, because she knew her inbox was going to pop in with somebody about that coffee. And she built so much volume with her team and also momentum because she was consistently going live every day. Because again, you cannot assume that someone sees it. And I've gone to this place in my head where, like, I don't care if someone doesn't like my video. I don't care if they don't like my post, because guess what? That person's not my dream client. You have to think, like, who is your dream client? Who is the person that's going to inbox you, like your post, comment on it, get in your face about your business or product? That's your dream client. So I'm always only talking to my dream client. I have this unapologetic response that I'm okay if someone's not interested, because they're not my dream client. And when you have that space and you're totally okay, yeah, I wasn't talking to you anyways. I learned that from my business coach. She's like, it's okay, I wasn't talking to you anyways. And it's like, it takes the pressure off that every single time you're talking on social, you're talking to your dream client. Every single time. So be consistent with your lives, be consistent with your post, especially right now. It's absolutely 100% a non-negotiable for me. And then I know I'm trying to be quick. I just want to say, one way that I pull people into my space is I'm really, really active in the groups that I'm involved with on Facebook. Like, I'm in a lot of mom groups. I'm in a lot of local mom groups. I'm actually building a local team. My diamond is local, which I'm loving that. And so I'm active in a lot of those groups. And what's so amazing is because I'm always engaged in there and always commenting and always posting about things that I'm actually interested in or asking really intriguing questions, I notice that more and more people are in my space. More and more people are on my social, more and more people are on my Facebook. And lately, a lot of the engagement that I'm getting locally is coming from those groups that I'm a part of. And they'll even say, I haven't heard about you, or, I always want to be the first person that people think about when they're ready to join. And that's what you want to be. You want to be the very first person that people think about when they're like, okay, I want that keto coffee, or I want that collagen, because they keep seeing your stuff. So you want to be the It Works girl, the It Works guy that people consistently come to or think of first, right, when they think about, oh, I'm going to join. And so that's one way that I pull people over always. And that's more of a long-term thing. And I'm thinking about what's really going to help you guys right now more than anything. So in addition to being super engaging and active in your groups and on Facebook, you've got to be in people's inbox. Right now for me, it's Hopes to Post. And I feel like whether it's a giveaway that you're doing collectively with your team, or it's just, it even got a screenshot earlier today of a triple diamond on our team is just asking people if they would mind putting a post up on their wall for them for an entrance into a giveaway. And it could simply be a lot of my newer distributors are doing just one wrap from their kit, just one wrap from their free product, whatever product they picked. It could be one sample pack of collagen that they're doing a giveaway for, and they're just doing a drawing for that. And then they're going live to do their drawing, and it's super exciting. It's this big deal, and they're making it this big deal, which is getting a lot of engagement. And you could be doing that once a week, once a month, whatever you need to do right now to get as much engagement as possible. And so they're messaging people that comment on their giveaway for Host to Post. And so I learned this from another live that I was on, or Zoom or something, and our team started to implement it. So if you feel like you need to expand your network right now and really broaden your reach with Host to Post, one of the biggest things you can do is ask people to host about the giveaway for you. So if you have a giveaway for, wraps or collagen or coffee or whatever it is, ask a few people to just specifically post about the giveaway, and then inbox everyone on that post about the Host to Post. So then they're hosting for you about coffee or about wraps or about collagen or whatever it is that you're doing your Host to Post on. And so that's really, really helping to broaden that reach. And you can even go back to anyone who's hosted for you in the past and ask them to just now host for you about the giveaway. And in that post, they're getting an entry. And so that's one way that that you can do it. Now on Instagram, one of the big questions that I get is, how do I do Host to Post on Instagram? Well, one of the tips that I got recently is to take people from Instagram and ask them if they'll post for you on Facebook. pull them over to Facebook and say, well, you're on Facebook. I'd love it if you would put this on your Facebook for me. And so now they're on Facebook seeing everything that you're doing. And so that's one way to really spread that out. Host to post is a really big thing for our team right now, you guys. I don't know about you, but like, it's massive for us and it's really working, and we're being so consistent with it. And we're always looking for new ways to revolutionize it, to make it fresh, to make it new, to make it, more successful for people. Another thing that I do on Instagram in regards to host to post, I think this is important this month, is I'm getting people to post on their story for me. And I just have like 3 simple, I have like my girl Kaye is looking for, 5 people who want to lose weight drinking fat burning coffee. Tap next for instructions. And then the next one is like results and like a screenshot from a text message. And then it's like tap next for instructions. And then they go to the next one and it's like follow at, and they tag me. And then it's in DM skinny coffee model for instructions. And so just today, in all the host to posts that I got out, my following count massively increased. It went massive in just one day. And I'm like, I have to be doing this all month long. So my intention this month, you guys, is just to show up about product as much as possible for volume for our team. I am just in my space showing up about product. I'm being unapologetic about it. I'm not assuming that anybody knows what I do. I'm explaining the products. I'm enjoying that. I'm sharing the results. I do it in more of a story format. And that's one thing that I would say. It's great when you give facts, but when you can share a story about a product and how it makes people feel, you are going to win them over all day long. If you can solve a problem, if you think about collagen and it's going to make their skin glow and their hair, fresh. And whenever I share a testimonial about a customer, or I share a result that I've received personally, and I get like facts tell, stories sell. I learned that on like a live or a Zoom or something. We're listening to the same thing. Do we listen to like the same podcast, I think? But I literally, I see such a shift, and I want you guys to really share stories. And when I tell my new team members is share these stories, I know your Facebook's probably flooded on your team page with stories, testimonials, all kinds of stuff. Borrow stories. One of the things that I think is so smart, that even when you're quote unquote successful in this business, even as like an ambassador diamond, I'm still always sharing successful stories about other people in the company. I may put their picture in like their first name and not tag them in it, but I'm sharing stories about other people because I need people to see that it's not just about me, it's about the team and it's about the success of others, but they may not relate to you. They may relate to the post you share about the former teacher who's now making 5 figures a month. But they might not relate to me, for example, a former college student. They might relate to another story. And so you always want to be sharing like other testimonials and really just be in people's space about what this business can do for them. Because again, facts tell, stories sell every single time, all day long. So this month specifically, I just want to challenge you guys to show up more and show up big and just be unapologetic about it. Be out in people's faces. And just the last thing I would say is, if you haven't, this might challenge some of you. Okay? Because a lot of you are social bugs. But if you haven't hosted like an open house or an event with your local team or yourself and invited friends to come over and support you in your business, you are potentially missing out on a lot of volume. This Sunday, I had an open house at my house with my local team. And Tuesday night, we have another one with all of our local leaders. And we had one at the end of last month. And we consistently show up with local events and we invite guests. And that allows our new team members to come and learn and feel the energy and the heartbeat of the company and feel our culture. And every single time a new distributor comes and brings guests to our event, they take off. They are so on fire. They are so pumped up for this. And we have seen so much growth in our area. And so if you haven't done something local, if that doesn't light your fire, fine. But I'm just saying from our perspective in our area, we still do, like I did a sample party at my house on Sunday with some of our best products, and some of our local girls came and they were taking pictures with themselves with collagen and keto coffee. And they got some great new photos for social just from coming, and they left so inspired. And so I just want to encourage you guys, if you haven't done something local, do it. Like at this point, you should be doing all things to make your business successful. And so, yes, Caitlin says 2019 is the year to get out of your comfort zone. So we are doing so much just to show up. And I always want to show my team that, like, I've got to do it in order for me to expect it, right? But I'm doing it because I know where this company is going, and I know where this team is going. And we're a Black Diamond team. And so I want you guys to claim it. You have to claim what you want. You have to claim where you're going. Get those journaling prompts out. I will share with the girls. We can get it out to our teams what some of my favorite journal prompts are for you guys, if it just helps guide you a little bit on that. And also my mom just recently did a really good podcast on that too. So I'll share that link with you guys. So thanks so much for organizing this. Kelsi and Collette and Megan, so awesome. And I'm so excited to see where you guys are promoting this month and celebrate each one of you. So thanks so much, Kelsi, Collette. I don't know if you, Kelsi, wanted to say anything to close it out at all. Good. All right, you guys, this was so amazing. All right, let's see you later. I'll see you guys at the top. Bye, y'all.